Why are so many entrepreneurs failing just now? It can seem that so many entrepreneurs and influencers are failing just now, and I know this worries people. If the experts you're following can't make it just now, is it just too difficult and you have no chance if you're wanting to start to grow in 2023? So I want to look at the reasons it feels like so many entrepreneurs are failing so we can work out how to beat the slump and if the problem really is as bad as it sounds. Now, let's start with the biggie, the current economic situation. No matter how our governments spin it, we all knew things were going to be difficult. Wars and the pandemic have all cost a whole load of money, and one way or another, it's us that's going to have to pay for these. So money is tight for many people, and this is going to cause multiple issues. Less money to go around. Entrepreneurs most often make their money from selling something, a physical item or a course. And if there is less money, then people will be spending less. So income may well drop to many people. And when things become tight and people start losing their jobs, a lot of people decide to become self employed and try selling things. So less money going about and more options to spend it on is less potential money per person. Also, many entrepreneurs rely on advertising to boost their items in front of people. So, with more desperate people buying adverts, then the price of adverts actually increases massively, meaning each sale becomes much less profitable. So, if established sellers are continuing with that same old advertising strategy that worked before, then they'll be seeing a large change and they'll be struggling to make money. Speaking of doing the same thing and expecting different results, have you noticed how many entrepreneurs seem to have almost exactly the same website as each other, enticing you to sign up to their course? It will no doubt promise some kind of secret, show testimonials from smiling stock photos, and usually have a massive countdown timer telling you you're only going to get that great deal for the next 16 years. This shows how so many entrepreneurs are just copying advice from the last guy that they purchased a course from, and so on, back to pretty much before the internet. People are passing on advice that worked for someone decades ago. Not only is the world changing, but also customers are getting used to seeing those scammy tactics, and they steer clear from these type of websites. There is some great advice on the psychological science of sales and things like that can be learnt from the past, but it's important that we're always learning and adapting that advice to the current time and not expecting there to be a cookie cutter, step by step guide to being an entrepreneur. Another reason people can be struggling is they're taking too big risks. Yes, it might be the case if they took a big risk and it paid off the first time, and this has given them a false sense of their own ability. Have you noticed how some big entrepreneurs seem to think they know everything better than everyone else? They may have made some good deals, and so now suddenly they think they're medical experts and smarter than people who have studied for decades in a field. So they take another risk and another when really they don't have the skills they think they have. It just takes one or two times for those big risks not to pay off for them, and they lose lots. Also, it's easy to overextend yourself by hiring a team or investing in equipment after a few short months of success without knowing the seasonal dips in your industry. And simply, greed can cause people to fail. The expectations that you should be making 6, 7, 8 figures a year, when actually most people don't make these massive figures. And if the entrepreneur had realistic expectations for a modest business, they might have succeeded. Of course, it can also be the case there are more people failing because many were already starting to do badly and may have wobbled along for the past few years yet. But difficult financial times can just push them the final way a little quicker. So you can see a chunk of people fail all at once and feel times are actually worse than they really are. And one final reason it can feel like there are so many entrepreneurs failing just now is because of the nature of media and social media just now. If you read an article or watch a video of businesses failing, then clever algorithms can see how you were interested in that content, and they'll start showing you more content about other entrepreneurs struggling, and suddenly your newsfeed is full of doom and gloom. And as more people start to seek out articles on this, then influencers and media companies see that people are interested in these stories and make more of them because they're getting views on those type of stories. And we enter some kind of doom cycle. Yes, things are going to be a little harder, but we know from history many businesses succeed in difficult times. So if we can take appropriate risks, move with the times, and have realistic expectations, let's be the start of a success story.